Okay, I've had a few questions over the homework, so I thought I'd go ahead and create a tutorial for one. One student specifically asked for number 5 on the 7.2 pink worksheet. So number 5 was x minus 2y equals negative 25, and 3x minus y equals 0. So remember, one of our first steps is to make sure that one of the equations is solved for one of the variables. It's not the case, so we have to do that work. Step 1, solve for a variable. Okay, well, looking at these 4 variables here, these x's and y's, I really like this guy right here. 1, because it's positive, and 2, it doesn't have a coefficient with it. Okay, this one right here is negative, so it'd have a little bit more work. So here, I'm going to solve for this x. So this equation is x minus 2y equals negative 25. To get this x by itself, I need to get this guy right here to the other side. The opposite of a negative 2y is plus 2y. So my final equation is x equals positive 2y minus 25. Okay, so now I have one of the variables solved for. Since this is called the substitution method, I'm going to substitute everything that x equals back into this equation up here for the x. Okay, so substitute expression into other equation. All right, so let's see what that looks like. If I'm taking this whole thing that x equals, I need to say x equals this guy instead of just a simple x. So rewriting that, 3x, but x is what we just solved for, 2y minus 25. And then just finish writing that equation as it appears, minus y equals 0. Okay, using our handy-dandy solving skills, we're going to go ahead and distribute this. So 3 times a 2y is 6y. 3 times negative 25 is negative 75. I still have this minus y out here that hasn't changed. So now we need to clean up a bit. Let's combine some like terms. We have 6y's here minus 1y here for a total of 5y's. Still have that minus 75 equals 0. Okay, getting that y by itself, the opposite of a negative 75 is plus 75. Negative 75 plus 75 creates a 0 and cancels out. So we have 5y is equal to 75. The opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5. So y is equal to 15. Okay, so I've solved for one of the variables. Now, since it's called the substitution method, I am going to solve for second variable by substituting this guy in. Nice thing is you have a choice. You can plug y equals 15 into either of these equations. Okay? It doesn't matter which. You can even do it into the one that you created, since those are equivalent equations, right? So we had the equation x equals 2y minus 25, but I know that y is 15, so I'm going to substitute that in right here. So x is equal to 2, y is 15, minus 25. 2 times 15 is 30. So x is equal to 5. Now remember, we express our answers as ordered pairs, just like we did when we were solving via graphing. So you would express your final answer as x is 5 and y is 15. Just to double check that you're right, I would plug this into both equations. If it works in both equations, you have done it correctly.